Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam session. Let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 8, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved. Text 11. Suta uvacha upadharya vachastasya bhagavan bhaktavatsalaha apandavam idam kartum draunirastram abudhyata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Vishwaguru Abhay Charanaраvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Suta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate towards his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwathama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. Purport. The Lord is impartial in every respect. But still, he is inclined towards his devotees because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well being. The Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhana and established the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, who was lying in embryo. He did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Welcome all of you back for Srimad Bhagavatam sessions after a gap of about 15 days. I had been to Vrindavan, and that is why we had a gap of these many days. So, before we stopped our sessions 15 days ago, we had read the prayers offered by Uttara, the mother of Parikshit Maharaj. Uttara, when she was carrying the baby within her womb, she was actually attacked by Ashwathama with a Brahmastra. And at that time, Mother Uttara had appealed to Lord Krishna for protection. So we had read the prayers that she had offered. Pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate nanyam twadabhayam pashye yatra mrityu parasparam. She had offered these prayers. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of all mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. So we had discussed that this world, material world, is a world of duality, and contrast, this is just in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm of the spiritual world. The duality of this material world is caused because of spirit and matter, because the world is composed of spirit and matter. Therefore, there is always a fear of non existence because the body is temporary, whereas the spirit soul is eternal. So, in the material world, which is a world of duality, there is always a fear of death. And Uttara, when she was facing this, she directly went to the Supreme Lord Krishna and she said, apart from you, O Lord, no one else can save one in this world of duality from the clutches of death. And then Uttara also appealed to the Lord, O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire, but please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. So, this was the last verse that we had read. So, she said, this arrow, fiery arrow, is coming towards me, and let it burn me if you so desire, but please do not let my embryo die within my womb. Please do this favor, O Lord. So here we understand the mood of a mother. A mother is always seeking the protection of her child, even at the cost of her own life. That is what we see here in Uttara's prayer. Another aspect that we see is if you so desire, Kamam, Vibho, O Lord, O Great One, if you so desire, you can let any danger fall upon me, but please protect my child. So, this was the prayer offered by Uttara. So, this is a very important thing because Mother Uttara is teaching all of us how to offer prayers to the Lord. Even though she was in such a desperate situation that she is going to lose her life and the life of her unborn child, still she is using the word if you so desire. This is very important. Prayer is not about forcing the Lord to fulfill our desires. Prayer is nothing but submission to the will of the Lord. When we offer prayers, we have to submit to the will of the Lord. O Lord, what you desire, let it so happen. This is what, uh, in all the prayers of the Bhagavatam, wherever pure devotees are offering prayers, we see this aspect, if you so desire. We had discussed about this. Now, in today's verse that we read just now, the 11th verse, Suta Goswami is continuing his narration to Shaunakadi rishis in the Naimisharanya forest. And Suta Goswami is saying, Upadharya vachastasya bhagavan bhaktavatsalaha. Upadharya means by hearing her patiently. Upadharya means to hear patiently. Actually, this word upadharaya is used in the deity worship. Traditionally, uh, when the Lord is given different kinds of upacharas, upacharas means different kinds of offerings of worship are done to the Lord. One of the seva, upachara, is Sangita seva, and also the chanting of the Vedic mantras. So, when the Vedic mantras are chanted by the Brahmanas for the pleasure of the Lord, when the Vedic mantras are chanted for the pleasure of the Lord, the Brahmanas first say Rigvedam Upadharaya, and then they chant the Rigveda mantras. Upadharaya means, O Lord, we are going to chant now the Vedic mantras from Rigveda. Please patiently listen. Please hear. For your pleasure, we are going to chant. Then they will say, Yajurvedam Upadharaya. O Lord, now we are going to chant the mantras from Yajurveda for your pleasure. Kindly, patiently hear and accept our service. Like this, the Brahmanas chant. So this is called Upadharya. Upadharaya means to patiently hear. So the prayers and appeals of Mother Uttara were heard patiently by the Lord, by Lord Krishna. That is why the word is used here, Upadharya. Upadharya vachastasya. What did he patiently hear? Vachaha, the words spoken by her. Tasyaha, by Uttara. And who heard this? Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna heard this. And what is the qualification? What is the nature of Bhagavan? He is Bhakta Vatsalaha. This is very important. Adjective used to describe about the Lord here is Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalaha. Bhakta Vatsalaha means he who is very affectionate towards his devotees. This is a quality of the Lord. The word Vatsala and the word Vatsalya, they all have the same root. Vatsalya means paternal affection or maternal affection, parental affection. In fact, the word Vatsalya comes from the Sanskrit word Vatsa. In Sanskrit, Vatsa means calf. As soon as the mother cow gives birth to the calf's body is covered by all the secretions of the mother's body. And what does the mother cow do at that time? With her tongue, she licks the whole body of the newly born calf and thus removes all the secretions covering the body of the newly born calf. This the cow does out of great affection towards her baby, her calf. So, Vatsalya means how a cow takes care of her calf with great affection. That is the meaning of Vatsalya. That word is used. We know one of the five rasas, primary rasas exchanged between the Lord and his pure devotees in the spiritual world. That is Vatsalya rasa. And tomorrow onwards, we are going to celebrate a month-long festival celebrating the Vatsalya rasa exchange between Lord Krishna, Damodara, and Mother Yashoda. So Vatsalya is one of the very important features of the Lord. Lord is very, very affectionate towards his surrendered devotees. And that is why the Lord is addressed as Bhakta Vatsala. It was because of the intense affection that Lord, the Supreme Lord, had for his dear devotee Prahlad Maharaj that the Lord appeared in a most ferocious form and he came out of the pillar. Therefore, he is Bhakta Vatsala. It is because of his intense affection towards his friend and devotee Arjuna that the Supreme Lord accepted the position of a chariot driver for Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this is Vatsalya of the Lord towards his bhaktas. Therefore, he is called Bhakta Vatsala. So here also, the Lord was patiently hearing to the prayers and appeals of Mother Uttara because Krishna is very affectionate towards his devotees, especially towards the members of the Pandava family because the Pandavas are all exalted, pure devotees of the Lord who had taken exclusive shelter of the Lord in all situations. Therefore, the Lord is very affectionately disposed towards everyone in the family of the Pandavas. So, Uttara was the daughter in law of the Pandavas. Therefore, the Lord is also affectionate towards Uttara and when she was offering prayers, the Lord heard with great affection. And then the Lord understood, Apandavam idam kartum drauner astram abudhyata. Abudhyata means to understand, understood. Abudhyata. The Lord understood. What did the Lord understand? Apandavam idam kartum. Apandavam means without the existence of the Pandavas' descendants. Idam kartum, idam, this, kartum, to do it. Draunehe, the son of Dronacharya, astram, weapon. The Lord immediately understood that this was the weapon called Brahmastra, which was released by the son of Dronacharya, Ashwathama, to make this world free or bereft of the members of the Pandava dynasty. Dronacharya's son Ashwathama, he had thrown this Brahmastra at the womb of Uttara because his intention was to finish the last life in the Pandava family. That was none other than Parikshit Maharaj, who was still in the womb of his mother Uttara. So that is the point here. So the Lord, for him, everything is easily understandable, isn't it? The Lord does not have to make some separate endeavors to know anybody's intention within the three planetary systems, within the universe. That is very nicely captured in the very first shloka of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said, the Lord is Abhignyaswara. Abhignya. Abhignya means he is directly and indirectly conscious of everything that is happening within the material world. He is directly conscious. How? Because he himself is present as Paramatma in everybody's heart. And he is indirectly conscious. How? Because through his agents, the Devatas, the Lord is controlling the various aspects of the material world. Therefore, the Lord, the Supreme Lord Krishna, nothing can be hidden from him. He knows everything. So here, as soon as Uttara offered prayers, immediately Krishna understood that this is the work of Ashwathama, who has released this Brahmastra out of envy towards the Pandava family. He wanted to finish the last life in the Pandava family, and that is why he has released this Brahmastra. So, this is a very important thing. Now, Prabhupada mentions in the purport in the very beginning, the Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees. Krishna says this in the ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu. I am equal to everybody. Name dveshyosti na priyaha. I envy nobody, nor am I partial to anybody. But then, tu, tu means but, the Lord says, ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. But anyone who bhajanti tu, anyone who renders service to me, for them, mai te teshu chapyaham. For them, I am their friend, and they are my friend, they are in my heart. So Krishna shows a special uh, protection towards his surrendered devotees. Even though the Lord is impartial, he is equal to everybody, but still one who has taken exclusive shelter of the Lord, towards them, the Lord is equal. He specifically, he is specially mercifully disposed towards the devotees. That is why he is Bhakta Vatsala. And Prabhupada says, the Lord wants the Pandavas to become the rulers of this world. He wanted the Pandavas, the pious Pandavas, to become the rulers of this world. And that is why the Lord arranged the battle of Kurukshetra, made sure that Duryodhana and party who were representing Adharma, they are all vanquished. And the devotee Yudhishthir Maharaj is established as the emperor of the whole world. You see, Yudhishthir Maharaj had performed Rajasuya Yajna, and the purpose behind that Rajasuya Yajna was to establish Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, the supreme object of worship for everybody. Yudhishthir Maharaj established Krishna as the supreme object of worship for the whole universe, for the whole creation. And in return, what did Krishna do? Krishna conducted the battle of Kurukshetra, and he established Yudhishthir Maharaj as the emperor of the whole world. This is the competition going on between the Lord and his pure devotees. Pure devotees want to establish firmly the position of the Supreme Lord as the highest personality, highest object of worship, and in return, the Lord wants to establish the position of pure devotee as an exalted ruler of the whole world. So, this is the point. So, that is why the Lord had established Yudhishthir Maharaj, and therefore now the Lord also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit. Why? Because Prabhupada mentions he did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees. So, Ashwatthama's idea was to make this world bereft of any descendant of the Pandava family, but this was not in line with the sankalpa of the Lord. The Lord wanted Parikshit Maharaj to be saved because he's going to be a great devotee. The Lord wanted Parikshit Maharaj to be established as the emperor of the whole world. So, uh, the Lord is called Satya Sankalpa. This is one of the names of Lord Krishna. Satya Sankalpa means he whose determination comes true, he whose wish never fails. He is called Satya Sankalpa. Ashwathama had one sankalpa in his mind. What is that? I should kill this Parikshit Maharaj. But the Lord had a different sankalpa. He wanted to save Parikshit Maharaj because Parikshit Maharaj is a descendant of a pure devotee family and he himself is a pure devotee. So the Lord wanted to protect him. So intelligence is to understand what is the sankalpa of the Lord, and we should also make a sankalpa in line with the sankalpa of the Lord. That is devotee. Devotee means what? He desires that which is favorable to execute the desire of the Lord. That is the meaning of being a devotee. Here, Ashwatthama was definitely not a devotee because his desire was opposing the desire of the Lord. He wanted to kill Parikshit Maharaj, but the Lord wanted to save and establish Parikshit Maharaj as the ruler of the whole world. So, but a devotee, he always understands what is the desire of the Lord. Let me also desire what the Lord desires. So, this is called devotee, right? So, when a devotee desires something and the Lord also uh, is happy with that because his desire is in line with the Lord's desire, and the Lord always tries to fulfill the desires of his pure devotees. Let us see what happened next. Text 12. तर्ह्येवाथ मुनिश्रेष्ठा पाण्डवा पञ्चसायकान् आत्मनोऽभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्याश् आलक्ष्यास्त्राणि upadadu. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Suta Goswami continued, O foremost among the great thinkers, Munis, Shaunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their five respective weapons. Purport. The Brahmastras are finer than the nuclear weapons. Ashwathama discharged the Brahmastra simply to kill the Pandavas, namely the five brothers headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira and their only grandson, who was lying within the womb of Uttara. Therefore, the Brahmastra, more effective and finer than the atomic weapons, was not as blind as the atomic bombs. When the atomic bombs are discharged, they do not discriminate between the target and others. Mainly, the atomic bombs do harm to the innocent because there is no control. The Brahmastra is not like that. It marks out the target and proceeds accordingly without harming the innocent. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So, Tarhi Evatha Munishrestha. Munishrestha, the best among the sages, O chief among the Munis, that is Shaunaka Rishi. Suta Goswami is addressing Shaunaka Rishi, who is actually the spokesperson on behalf of all the sages of Naimisharanya, to whom Suta Goswami is narrating the entire Bhagavatam in Naimisharanya. So, Tarhi, then, Eva Atha, Eva also, Atha, therefore, Pandavaha Panchasayakan. Pandavaha means all the sons of Maharaj Pandu. Pancha Sayakan means the five weapons. Atmanaha Abhimukhan Deeptan. Atmanaha means one own selves. Abhimukhan towards Deeptan glaring. Alakshya seeing it. Astrani Upadaduhu took up their weapons. So at that time, when all the Pandavas saw the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, what did the Pandavas do? They took up all their five respective weapons. That is what is described here. So Prabhupada comments in the purport the difference between Brahmastra and the modern atomic weapon, atomic bomb. When the modern in the modern days, we have seen one of the biggest catastrophes caused by the atomic bomb, dropping of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the two cities of Japan. Even today, the descendants of those Japanese people who were affected by these bomb attacks, even today, they are facing uh, congenital defects. There are many, many generations, they are still affected by the radiation of the atomic bomb. And their bodies' heights have greatly reduced. They say it is because of the effect of that nuclear explosion which happened in 1945. So, when the atomic bomb is dropped, uh, not only the target on which it is dropped is getting affected, but there are other people and other places, they also get affected. That means atomic bomb is uncontrollable and it is not target specific. Many a times it is the innocent people who have nothing to do with the political warfare who get affected. But Prabhupada says Brahmastra weapon is not like that. Even though Brahmastra weapon is also very similar in effect to the modern nuclear weapons, but the Brahmastra weapon is target specific. When the person who invokes the Brahmastra, here in this case it was Ashwathama, when he decides, chanting few mantras, he invokes the Brahmastra and releases the Brahmastra towards a specific target. Brahmastra goes only to that target and it destroys the target. It does not destroy the other innocent people around it. Even though it is very, very powerful, it is very, it has great ability to destroy huge parts of the world, but still Brahmastra has this effect, has this feature of being target specific. So therefore, Ashwathama, he was very specific. He wanted to kill the last descendant of the Pandu family, that is Parikshit Maharaj, who was in the womb of Uttara, and that is why he had directed the Brahmastra towards the womb of Uttara. So here it is said that this is the main difference Prabhupada notes in the purport, the difference between Brahmastra and the modern nuclear weapons. And Brahmastras are much finer than the modern nuclear weapons. This point we have seen in the earlier purports also. Let us go to the next shloka, text 13. Vyasanam vikshya tattesham ananya vishayatmanam sudarshanena swastrena swanam raksham vyadhad vibhuhu. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Suta Goswami continued. The Almighty Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees, who were fully surrendered souls, at once took up his Sudarshana disc to protect them. Purport. The Brahmastra, the supreme weapon released by Ashwathama, was something similar to the nuclear weapon, but with more radiation and heat. This Brahmastra is the product of a more subtle science, being the product of a finer sound, a mantra recorded in the Vedas. Another advantage of this weapon is that it is not blind like the nuclear weapon because it can be directed only to the target and nothing else. Ashwathama released the weapon just to finish all the male members of the Pandu's family. Therefore, in one sense, it was more dangerous than the atomic bombs because it could penetrate even the most protected place and would never miss the target. Knowing all this, Lord Sri Krishna at once took up his personal weapon to protect his devotees, who did not know anyone other than Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has clearly promised that his devotees are never to be vanquished, and he behaves according to the quality or degree of the devotional service rendered by the devotees. Here, the word Ananya Vishayatmanam is significant. The Pandavas were cent percent dependent on the protection of the Lord, although they were all great warriors themselves. But the Lord neglects even the greatest warriors and also vanquishes them in no time. When the Lord saw that there was no time for the Pandavas to counteract the Brahmastra of Ashwathama, he took up his weapon even at the risk of breaking his own vow. Although the battle of Kurukshetra was almost finished, still, according to his vow, he should not have taken up his own weapon. But the emergency was more important than the vow. He is better known as the Bhakta Vatsala or the lover of his devotee, and thus he preferred to continue as Bhakta Vatsala than to be a worldly moralist who never breaks his solemn vow. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. A very beautiful purport. So we will read the verse once again. Vyasanam Vikshya. Vyasanam means the danger, the great danger that had befallen the Pandavas. Vikshya, having observed. Who observed? The Supreme Lord observed. Tat Tesham. Tat means that. Tesham, their. Ananya Vishaya Atmanam. This is a very beautiful phrase. Ananya means na anya, no other. Vishaya means. Atmanam, thus inclined. So, what is the qualification of the Pandavas? In the previous verse, we saw that all the five Pandavas, when they saw the Brahmastra was approaching towards them, they all took up their weapons to counter the Brahmastra. But here the Pandavas are described as Ananya Vishayatmanam. The Pandavas considered there is no one for us other than the Lord. That was their specific qualification as pure devotees. They had completely taken shelter of the Supreme Lord. Ananya Vishaya. Their mind was not going to any other Vishaya, any other object of protection. Their mind was always dwelling at the lotus feet of Krishna. This is the specific qualification of the Pandavas. Prabhupada writes in the purport that here it is said, here the word Ananya Vishayatmanam is significant. The Pandavas were cent percent dependent on the protection of the Lord, although they were all great warriors themselves. This is very important. So the Pandavas were great warriors. We know their ability. They were very powerful. They were very great, heroic Kshatriyas. In spite of their great power, they were not proud of their power. They were all surrendered to the Lord and they were fully dependent on the Lord's protection. This is the difference between a devotee and a non devotee. A non devotee, when he has some abilities, he thinks that I am so powerful, I am capable of protecting myself, and I am capable of protecting others. This is all due to the influence of false ego. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. The non-devotees who have no idea of Krishna's position, they overestimate their own abilities and they think I am the doer. I am capable enough to protect myself and to protect others. But pure devotees, look at the Pandavas. They were all very, very powerful. They were all very heroic. But then they did not have any misconception. They did not overestimate their powers and abilities because they knew that what is the value of our limited strength in front of the Lord's inconceivable, unlimited power. Therefore, they had taken complete shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So, if one is proud of his own abilities, one will not be able to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. This actually is very nicely expressed by Kunti Maharani in her prayers. She says that Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shrivihi Yedamana Madav Puman Naiva Harti Abhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. So Kunti Maharani says, people who are very proud of their Janma, their great birth in big aristocratic families, or those who are proud of their Aishwarya, wealth, or those who are proud of their Shrutaha, being very greatly learned, or those who are proud of their bodily beauty, Shri Bihi. People become proud because of these four things. In that state of mind, O Krishna, people who are proud of their own positions and their capabilities, they will not be able to feelingly chant your holy name, and thus they cannot take exclusive shelter of your lotus feet. Kunti Maharani says this in her prayers. We will see that that prayer comes in this very same chapter after a few verses. So, if we become puffed up, proud because of our material capabilities, that is a disqualification to become a devotee of the Lord. Because that pride doesn't allow us to bow down in front of the Lord and accept His supremacy. Whereas the Pandavas were not like that. The Pandavas, in spite of their being greatly capable, they had taken complete shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And it is said the Pandavas knew no other protection than the Lord. So, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti, Tvameva Sharanam Mama, Tasmat Karunya Bhavena, Raksha Raksho Janardana. So, this is a prayer that is chanted in the Hindu families at the end of their daily puja. They say, Ananya, so they say, Anyata Sharanam Nasti, I have no other Sharanam, I have no other shelter. Anyata Sharanam Nasti. Tvameva Sharanam Mama. You only are my exclusive shelter. Tasmat Karunya Bhavena. Therefore, O Lord, please be merciful upon me, the surrendered soul. Raksha Raksho Janardana. And provide your merciful protection, O Janardana, O Lord Krishna, maintainer of all people. Please protect me. So, this is the mood. This is the final prayer that is chanted after all the puja is done. Of course, people chant it, but they may not know the meaning. But the meaning, real meaning, is to surrender to Krishna. Without Lord's protection, our abilities, our talents are nothing. In fact, a devotee recognizes that all my abilities, talents are all coming from the Lord's mercy. Therefore, if the Lord doesn't want, my abilities won't work. If the abilities have to work, for that also the Lord's sanction is required. So, this is genuine humility. And only one who has this kind of a humble state of mind, such a person can chant the holy names of the Lord offenselessly. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in his Shikshashtakam. Trunadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you want to always chant the holy name of the Lord till the end of your life, then you should follow three things. Number one, Trunadapi sunichena. You should become more humble than a blade of grass. You know, blade of grass, people walk on the grass, but the grass will not protest. The grass will not consider too much about itself. It knows it is very insignificant and it will allow people to walk on it. That means this is called humility, knowing where we stand. What is our what is our position with respect to the Lord? We should not have a wrong calculation about it. I am very insignificant compared to the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is Vibhu, the great Master. and I am Anu. I am an insignificant servant of the Lord. This is humility. Trunadapi sunichena. From the grass we should learn humility, Mahaprabhu said. And then Taroriva Sahishnuna. Mahaprabhu said we should become more tolerant, Sahishnuna, more tolerant than a tree. A tree, even if you throw stone on a tree, the tree will not protest. The tree will give you cool shade. The tree will give you sweet fruits to eat. This is the mood of a tree. Mahaprabhu said we should learn from a tree how to be tolerant and only wish good for others. This is the mood. This should be the mood of a devotee. Taroriva sahishnuna, and then amanina manadena. Don't expect any respect from others, but always be ready to give respect to others. You should be amani. Amani means don't expect mana, respect from others. But you should do manadena, give respect to others. So Mahaprabhu said, if you follow these three things, then Kirtaniya Sadahari. In this state of mind, in this consciousness, you will be able to chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. So this is very much appreciated by the Lord. A devotee's humility, genuine humility, not interested in seeking respect from others, but being ready to offer all kinds of respects to everybody. This is genuine humility, and this humility is liked by the Lord. This quality of the devotees the Lord gets attracted to. And that is why the Lord comes for protection of such genuine devotees. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport here, so here it is mentioned, Ananya Vishaya Vishayatmanam. The pure devotees Pandavas had no other shelter apart from the Lord, and even though they tried to protect themselves, raising their weapons to counter the Brahmastra, Lord Krishna knew that they would not be successful against the mighty Brahmastra. Therefore, what did the Lord do? Sudarshanena Swashtrena, Swa-astrena, his own weapon, Swa-astrena. What did the Lord do? His own weapon, Sudarshanena, by his Sudarshana Chakra. What did he do? Swanam Raksham. Swanam means his own devotees. Swana means the Pandavas here in this case. So the Lord considers the Pandavas to be his own people. A devotee is called as Vishnu Jana. Vishnu Jana means the Jana, the people who have taken exclusive shelter of Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu or Krishna considers his devotees to be his own people, his own associates, right? Just like we say, oh, my own father met with this kind, my own brother went through this difficulty, my own friend got through this. So we say that we use the word, no, my own. That means our people. So whom does the Lord consider his own? Of course, everybody belongs to the Lord because everybody is a part and parcel of the Lord in all species of life. He is the seed giving Father. But then, those who have taken exclusive shelter of the Lord, like the Pandavas, towards such people, the Lord has special inclination. He considers such pure devotees to be his own, Swanam. Therefore, what did he do? He took his own astra, Swa Astra. He took his own astra, weapon, Sudarshana, to protect his own people, Swana, the Pandavas. Raksham Vyadhat Vibhuhu. Raksha means for the sake of protecting the Pandavas and Parikshit Maharaj, who was in the womb of Uttara, who was the specific target of Ashwathama's Brahmastra. He wanted to protect. The Lord came forward, took up his Sudarshana Chakra to protect the Pandavas and Parikshit Maharaj. So, very important point here is just like the, the Pandavas knew nobody other than Krishna, Krishna also reciprocated the feelings of the Pandavas by coming forward, by using his own weapon to protect the Pandavas, to protect Parikshit Maharaj. That means the lesson from this incident is if we, to what degree we surrender to the Lord, To that degree, the Lord will reciprocate with us. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham, Krishna tells in the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. To what extent you surrender to me, to that extent I will reciprocate with you. This is the point. The Pandavas had exclusively, completely surrendered to Krishna. Therefore, Krishna was ready to break his own promise that he had made before the battle of Kurukshetra. What was the promise he had made? He said, I shall never use any weapon. I shall only be the chariot driver for Arjuna. He had promised like that. Now, for the second time, again, he is breaking his promise. First time he had broken when Arjuna was not properly fighting against Bhishma. Krishna said, oh, Arjuna, you are showing soft corner to your grandfather Bhishma. You're forgetting that he is on the side of Adharma. You're not fighting properly. Looks like you don't have a proper intention to fight. Okay, I will only go and fight. So he took the broken wheel of a chariot and rushed towards Bhishma. That was the first time Krishna broke his own promise for the sake of, uh, because Bhishma Deva previous day, he had taken a vow that tomorrow I will fight so valiantly on the battle of Kurukshetra that I will kill one of the Pandavas, or I will force Krishna to break his weapon, his vow, and take up a weapon. So Bhishma Deva is also a pure devotee of the Lord. So to keep up the words of Bhishma Deva, Krishna gave up his own vow. He took up a chariot wheel and rushed towards Bhishma Deva. So that is the first incident where Krishna broke his promise of not using a weapon. Now, towards the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, almost the war has ended. Duryodhana has already been, defeated. We saw this in the previous chapter. But still, Ashwatthama had released the weapon of Brahmastra. So, almost the war has ended. Even now, Krishna broke his vow for the sake of protecting his devotee, Parikshit Maharaj. That means for the Lord, keeping up his own vow is not so important for him. For him, more important is protection of his devotees who have taken exclusive shelter of his lotus feet. This is why the Lord is called Bhakta Vatsala. This is a very important quality of the Lord. The Lord is ready to take a bad name in this world. Oh, what is this? Krishna is not keeping up his promise. The Lord does not want to be morally upright. Oh, the Lord always keeps up his promise. No, he's not interested in that. The Lord wants to protect and glorify his pure devotees. And that is why Bhagavatam describes again and again that Krishna is the only person who is uh, who is fit to be surrendered to. Krishna is the only person who is fit to be the ultimate object of our surrender. Why we should surrender to Krishna? Because whoever surrenders to Krishna, Krishna takes it upon himself as his responsibility in any circumstance to give protection to such a surrendered soul. And all of us, we are engulfed by Maya, by the influence of the three gunas. We are in the kingdom of Maya. And left, right, center, everywhere, Maya is sending missiles against us. We are also on the battlefield. Missiles are coming in the form of smartphone apps that we install, notifications that come through our apps on the smartphone. There are so many allurements for sense enjoyment, sense gratification, which are trying to pull us away from Krishna conscious, from Krishna consciousness. So Maya is trying left, right, center, everywhere to pull us down. But we should, like the Pandavas, take exclusive shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. And then surely Krishna will protect us from Maya. It's very important. So here, the quality of Lord Krishna as Bhakta Vatsala, that is highlighted in this particular verse. Let us see the next verse, text 14. Antastha sarva bhutanam atma yogeshwaro harihi swamayaya vrunod garbham vairatya kurutan tave. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Suta Goswami continued. The Lord of Supreme Mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as the Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. Purport. The Lord of Supreme Mysticism can simultaneously reside within everyone's heart or even within the atoms by his Paramatma feature, his plenary portion. Therefore, from within the body of Uttara, he covered the embryo to save Maharaj Parikshit and protect the progeny of Maharaj Kuru, of whom King Pandu was also a descendant. Both the sons of Dhritarashtra and those of Pandu belong to the same dynasty of Maharaj Kuru. Therefore, both of them were generally known as Kurus. But when there were differences between the two families, the sons of Dhritarashtra were known as Kurus, whereas the sons of Pandu were known as Pandavas. Since the sons and grandsons of Dhritarashtra were all killed in the battle of Kurukshetra, the last son of the dynasty is designated the last son of the dynasty. I'm sorry. Since the sons and grandsons of Dhritarashtra were all killed in the battle of Kurukshetra, the last son of the dynasty is designated as the son of the Kurus. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So here, after releasing his Sudarshana Chakra, what did the Lord next do? That is explained here in the 14th verse. Antastha sarvabhutanam atma yogeshwaro harihi. These are all the wonderful qualities of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Antastaha means being within. Sarvabhutanam means of all living entities. The Lord is situated within the heart of all living entities. And Yogeshwaraha, he is the Lord of all mysticism. All mystic powers are coming from him. So he is Yogeshwaraha. And he is Harihi. Hari means the Supreme Lord who takes away all inauspicious things from the life of his devotees. So he is called Hari. Swamayaya avrunod garbham. Garbham means the embryo. The embryo, that is Maharaj Parikshit. Swamayaya, by his own personal energy. Avrunot means he covered. Lord Krishna covered the embryo of Maharaj Parikshit by his personal energy. He can do that because he is the Supreme Lord. He is the Lord of all mysticism. And Vairatyaha Kurutantave. Vairatyaha means the Vairatya means the daughter of Virata Raja. That is Uttara. She is called Vairatyaha. Vairatyaha means of Uttara. Garbham. Garbham Vairatyaha. The womb of Uttara. Avrunot. He covered, Krishna covered by his personal energy. For what? Kurutantave. For the progeny of Maharaj Kuru. To protect Parikshit Maharaj, who was the last descendant of Maharaj Kuru. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, both Pandavas and Kauravas were descendants of Maharaj Kuru. Therefore, both are known as Kurus. But after there was a difference between Pandavas and Kauravas. Pandavas, the sons of Dhritarashtra and the sons of Pandu Maharaj. Only the sons of Dhritarashtra came to be known as Kurus, and the sons of Pandu were known as Pandavas. That is why Kauravas and Pandavas they are called. Otherwise, actually, Pandavas are also Kauravas only because they are also descendants of Kuru Maharaj. Anyway, so here, what is important here is the Lord, He is residing within everyone's heart as Paramatma. Therefore, nothing is impossible for Him. Therefore, what did He do? By His personal energy, He covered the embryo of Uttara to protect Parikshit Maharaj. So, what do we understand from this? The Lord can do anything for the sake of protection of His devotees. The Lord is completely capable of giving protection to His devotees in all circumstances. That is the indication of this word Yogeshwaraha. The Lord is Yogeshwara. He is the Lord of all mystic powers. All powers in this world are subordinate to the Lord. Therefore, it is within the capacity of the Supreme Lord to offer complete protection to the surrendered souls in all circumstances. We see this many pastimes of Krishna. We get to know this. For example, the Govardhan Leela, when the whole Vrindavan was being inundated by the torrential rains sent by the angry Indra, and he especially employed the Samvartaka clouds, which are generally used during the time of annihilation. So it was not a ordinary situation; it was an emergency. Even at that time, when the Lord, uh, when he saw that his dear devotees, the Vrajavasis, are in danger, immediately he took up the Govardhana hill as an umbrella and he gave protection to his dear devotees. So nothing is impossible for the Lord. So why we should not take shelter of anybody else other than Krishna? Because everybody have limitations. How much they can protect us? This is nicely captured in a prayer offered by Prahlad Maharaj in the seventh canto of Bhagavatam when he offers prayers to Narasimhadeva. Prahlad Maharaj says, Balasya neha sharanam pitarau nrisimha nartasya chagadamudanvati majjato no. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, real protector of the children, people think are their parents, but parents also cannot give full protection. Or a physician cannot give full protection to the suffering patient, even if he gives the best medicine and best treatment. Or the best of the boats cannot give protection to a drowning man. All of these are remedial measures, but these remedial measures cannot work if you neglect to give protection. So, ultimate protection is protection by the Supreme Lord. Prahlad Maharaj realized this, and therefore he had taken exclusive shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So, here we see how the Lord is Bhakta Vatsala, and he immediately reciprocated with the prayers to the prayers offered by Uttara. Immediately, the Lord covered the womb of Uttara so that the Brahmastra cannot harm the child within the womb. The Lord protected by covering the womb by his personal energy. And then he also released the Sudarshana Chakra to counter the Brahmastra. And then something more happens that we will see in the next shloka. What does the Lord do? We will see that. So, the lesson from all this is that we must, by seeing these incidents of the Bhagavatam, our faith in the Lord should increase. Many times we have doubt. I'm chanting Hare Krishna mantra, I'm offering prayers. Is the Lord listening to me? Will the Lord protect me? We have doubts. Yes, the Lord will surely protect us, provided we also follow in the footsteps of the Pandavas who had taken exclusive shelter of the Lord. Right? We should not, if we try to pray to the Lord or chant the holy names of the Lord, in a materially satisfied state of mind. Oh, I already have some bank balance. That bank balance will protect me in the time of difficulty. Oh, I already have good relationship with my friends and family. When I need, they will protect me. So all the backup is there. And anyway, Bhagavatam is saying we should also take shelter of Krishna. As a matter of formality, I will also chant Krishna's name and seek his protection so that I am doubly protected. Huh? This state of protection, this state of kind of surrender to the Lord will not attract the Lord's protection. Like the Pandavas, we should completely take shelter of the Lord. The Pandavas were ready to do whatever the Lord said to them. This is called surrender. Not that I will have my own plan and also as a formality I will chant Krishna's names. Finally, I want to execute my own plan, but I will also try to become a devotee. No, this kind of thing will not help. This kind of duplicitous behavior will not attract the attention of the Lord. We should, when we say we are a devotee of the Lord, we should take complete shelter of the Lord's instructions. We should lead our life based on the instructions of the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. Even though it may be difficult, we should endeavor to follow the instructions of the Lord. This is called completely surrendering, exclusively taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. Then surely the Lord will give us protection. So tomorrow, the auspicious Kartik month is starting. It is very, very special. The Kartik month is very dear to Lord Krishna because this Kartik month is directly, it is, it is under the control of Srimati Radharani. The predominating personality of Kartika month is Srimati Radharani. Therefore, any devotional service that is performed during this auspicious Kartik month, it immediately attracts the mercy of Radharani and Krishna. And it is especially recommended in the scriptures like Skanda Purana, Padma Purana. It is said, any act of devotional service that is performed during the auspicious Kartik month immediately attracts the attention of Lord Krishna, and especially an act of offering a ghee lamp to the Lord is very pleasing to the Lord. Therefore, let us all take up this Kartika Damodara Vrata. The whole month is meant for meditating on this sweet Damodar Leela, where Mother Yashoda tied Krishna with a rope. Rope. Dama means rope. Udara means belly. Since Mother Yashoda tied the baby Krishna with a rope to a wooden mortar, Krishna got this name Damodara. So this entire month, we are supposed to meditate on this Damodar Leela of the Lord and sing this Damodar Ashtaka song and offer a ghee lamp to Lord Krishna. And this is very, uh, it helps us to make a lot of spiritual advancement and immediately draws the attention of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So from tomorrow, October 7th till November 5th is this Kartik month. So every day without missing, let us make sure that we sing the Damodar Ashtaka and offer a ghee lamp to the Lord every day. And also, any devotional service that is done during Kartik month, it has thousand times more effect. So therefore, let us try to chant more and more the holy names of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And also every day, let us try to read at least one chapter of Krishna book. In this way, we meditate on Krishna's pastimes, especially his earlier Vrindavan pastimes. So these are the things we can do during this auspicious Kartik month. So let us all eagerly welcome the Kartik month and seek the blessings of Sri Sri Radha Damodar. So from tomorrow, because of Damodar month, there will be a change in timings of our Srimad Bhagavatam sessions. It will not be at 8 o'clock because 8 o'clock we will have to attend the Damodar Arati in the temple. We will have our Bhagavatam classes from 7 to 8, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So please do attend and hear Bhagavatam. Hearing Bhagavatam is also very, very important during this Kartik month. So we will close here. We will meet again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.